Hi there, welcome back to Apatros Review. In this episode, The Phantom Planet, number 9 in the Public Domain Madness series. Hi there, welcome back to Apatros Review, your guide to wild world science fiction, action, and horror, with me, your host, Milo Sipka. Now, in this episode, this is the 9th installment of the Public Domain Madness series I'm doing. Of course, if you want to search my episodes, just look up PD Madness. And in this episode, we look at the 1961 space-age sci-fi film, The Phantom Planet, directed by William Marshall. Now, this film actually premiered in the US on the 13th of December 1961, and also notable for being the acting debut of Richard Kiel, who played Eager in that infamous film, and also played Jaws in a couple of those James Bond films with Roger Moore back in the 70s. Now, for this is a public domain film, so you can find it practically anywhere, including on YouTube, but the quality won't be perfect. Now for the story. On March 16, 1980, and this is like I said in an alternate universe where the US Space Command has a base on the moon and is sending ships throughout the solar system, a spaceship is sent to investigate reports of other spaceships getting destroyed after coming into contact with a mysterious small planet that has been moving of its own free will throughout the solar system, making it impossible to track. The ship is then damaged by an asteroid shower and one crewman killed. The ship is then forced to land on the Phantom Planet, where the sole surviving crewman, Mission Commander Captain Frank Chapman, shrinks down to roughly 6 inches tall after accidentally inhaling the atmosphere of the tiny planet. He is astounded to find that the planet is inhabited by a small race of 6-inch tall humanoids, so basically people the size of action figures. They should really call this film Planet of Action Figures, who called their home planet Reton, and have been traveling across space on a planet which has an advanced propulsion system using gravitational force technology, but otherwise live Spartanistic lives, shunning all forms of domestic-grade technology. Forced to stay at Reton as a new citizen, Chapman finds himself busy with his new life, forced to resolve a potential love triangle between himself and a potential wife and a rival male, as well as helping the Retonites win a war against an invading race of equally tiny dog-headed aliens called Solarites, who use starfighters powered by fire. Now, despite being released in 1961, therefore making it part of the space age period of science fiction, The Phantom Planet is at heart a cheap and cheerful B-grade sci-fi clunker from the 1950s. The film's low budget results in some amazingly cheesy visual effects. The tiny planet Reton is essentially an asteroid that looks like a giant piece of the sort of extra crispy deep-fried chicken you can buy for the local KFC, the Solarite starfighters resembling flaming marshmallows zipping along to the sound of Imperial TIE fighters, and fire lasers that sound like Western six-shooters. And the Solarite costume that Richard Kiel wears for his acting debut makes him look like the result of a scientific attempt to crossbreed a dog with a cauliflower, spawning an oversized lip that quivers to show the creature's fear, and eyes bigger than those infamous ping-pong eyeballs but used by aliens from kills from space. And the space rocket ships used by us humans strongly resemble dildos. Now the dialogue is pretty bad, with some prized moments like the hero's dim co-pilot making an extremely flowery philosophical statement that's practically worthless, while the acting is so wooden you can use it to make an entire outdoor table with matching chairs. That being said, while the film falters on the acting, dialogue, visual effects, and some amazingly bad science that flies in the face of physics, just check out the astronauts doing the EVA to repair their ship by simply walking on the wingtip of the rocket without so much as a tether. This isn't exactly a bad film, only a mediocre one. The central concept is very interesting to watch, and at times resembles the sort of thing you would see almost a decade later on the original series of Star Trek, right down to the bare-chested death duel that Captain Kirk will occasionally partake in. The sight of the Retonite women wearing miniskirts is hilarious to see, and the optical effects of the gravity technology weapons are crude but adequate for the film's pay grade. There is also a poignant moment where the co-pilot, realizing that he's doomed to float in space forever without being rescued, calmly begins to recite the Lord's Prayer. I found the climactic war between Retonites and Solarites amusing enough, due to the sight of a giant piece of fried chicken blasting apart tiny flaming marshmallows. The Phantom Planet was not particularly widely seen when it came out, indeed it has remained somewhat obscure to this day, but the concept is surprisingly sound, and if given a decent director right on budget, it would make for a potentially decent film someday. Hell, even Andrew Belware, a director known for his interestingly cheap homemade bargain basement sci-fi, will be able to do this one better. And speaking of Andrew Belware, I've actually got a couple of his films I'm going to review in the future. One of them I'm going to review this year, so keep an eye out for that. There's no gore or nudity in this film, but check out those Retonite miniskirts. Now, The Phantom Planet earns a C, 4 out of 10, being its average at best, thanks to a surprisingly strong concept, or for the reasonable writing, logic, and visual effects, preventing it from getting any higher up on the grading scale. Like I said, this film is available in public domain, so keep an eye out for it. You can track it down very easily. So that's it for that review. Now, I don't do requests, but if you want to know a particular film in my collection, just hit me up in the comment section and I'll answer. I hope you guys are staying safe. It's kind of a nice sunny day out here where I live. And yes, I have my mask with me, so don't ask. I only took off my mask to do this video, so put it back on. And hope you guys are staying safe, and that's it for this review.